Good morning, people of Heathbrook Primary School. How is everyone doing? This is the last session you really have with me. You'll see me tomorrow, but tomorrow is more of a performance day. So you guys were in a really good place yesterday. There was some really good concentrating, and there was some really good ideas going on to those pieces of paper. The thing about today is more of a challenge, because today we're going to have to do some exercises, but we're also going to have to do some individual writing, because today is the day you're going to write your poems. Now, today, it is really important that I tell you a little bit about remembrance, what it means and why we observe it. Who knows anything already that they can share with us all? Yes! That is definitely how it started. Is it only for those people?
No.
No? Okay. That's very good. Yes, what do you want to add?
On the 11th of November and starts at 11 o'clock. And that's also because the war ended on November the 11th at 11 o'clock.
Yes, exactly. That was really good. That's when the armistice was signed. The armistice was the peace treaty, which brings us perfectly to the next poem that I would like to read for you. There was a man called John McCrae. This is a completely true story. John McCrae was a Canadian doctor and soldier in World War I. He was walking through... He was a medic, yeah. And he was walking through a place called Flanders Fields, which Lola is going to tell us all about now. Lola? Do you remember? Lola, Flanders Fields, tell them. Like we prepared earlier. Lola. Flanders Fields, tell them about Flanders Fields.
I don't know.
Okay, no, Lola. Sorry, we didn't prepare enough. I'll tell them. Thank you. So Lola, Florence Nightingale and I would like to read you this poem by John McCrae, and it's called In Flanders Fields. While I read it, I want you to try and think about what is the poet trying to tell me. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amidst the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. We loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high, and if ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. Imagine this. Imagine I'm John McCrae, and this is Flanders Fields in front of me. And in this field are my friends. You know, not much older than you guys, but around my age now. My friends who aren't alive anymore, and they've died. And between the bodies, what does he notice? What does he see growing in the field? Poppies. He sees flowers. Why is that interesting? Amidst human life that has been extinguished, what does he see? He sees what growing? Yeah.
Poppies. I think it's also maybe they were watered by the flood.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, right? It's quite a difficult thing to think about. Yeah.
I think they sowed poppies there because they were surprised to see poppies there.
They didn't expect poppies. They didn't expect new life to be emerging where human life had just fallen. Now, about a year ago, I got a call from the BBC saying, Tom, we know that you're a poet. We know that you like writing poems. Every year we hold a big ceremony in the Royal Albert Hall. Has anyone ever been to the Royal Albert Hall?
Yeah.
Tell me about the Royal Albert Hall. Is it small or is it big?
Big.
It's big. It's big. Get this, guys. There were 5,000 people in the Royal Albert Hall. Amongst those people was the royal family, the Prime Minister. They said, Tom, will you go and stand in the middle of all of these people, and we're going to put it on the BBC, and 5 million people are going to be watching it in their homes, and will you say a poem about why you think we use the poppy as a symbol of remembrance? And I said, absolutely not. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. But they said, come on, Come on, you can do it. It's really going to be valuable. And I thought about it. So while you're watching this, what I want you to know is this was my poem a year ago for this exact same event that I'm asking all of you to write a poem for today. And so while you're watching it, I want you to think, what did he say that I also want to say? And what did he not say that I would like to say? Because all of that's going to go into your writing, okay? Okay.
Okay, let's go. Wait, are we gonna?
Just remember, listen carefully, remember all these ideas and all the words.
To mark the anniversary of the poppy, the British Legion has commissioned this rather special poem by Thomas Roberts.
Your name is Thomas Roberts. Where are you?
That's you.
In the belly of this building, steeped in history so great, we meet together to remember, to pay respect and contemplate. And on each chest there grows a poppy with petals red and leaf of green, a symbol echoing a sacrifice, a memory guarding what it means. Hardly more than 100 years ago came a call impossible to ignore. A global conflict was emerging, and too, the rumblings of war. So many young and brave and hopeful fought for a world that they would never know. And fields once green, now stained by bloodshed, became a place where poppies grow. There was a soldier who was also a poet in Flanders fields, 1915, and he penned a poem rich and haunting about the poppies he had seen. And through the symbol of that flower, those who survived could dare to hope and would commemorate the fallen now through the stories that they spoke. It was a poppy for their contribution, since every human life is equal, a reminder that the war to end all wars must never have a sequel. But barely more than 2 decades later, once again, the shrapnel fell. And once again, brave souls would go to fight, to face their last farewell. But they kept believing, through the darkness, that in their time, the day would come, the day the fight that they endured would, like all things, one day be done. From then till now, we've still known conflict, and we've still known loss of life. And still so many men and women make the utmost sacrifice. But the call never goes unanswered. Anytime our values meet with threat, and in light of that we still mark silence as we give thanks and pay respect. That's why today we wear a poppy, for battles past to modern day, and while courage guides our hearts and minds, that will never slip away. And you know what, friends assembled, sometimes I even dare to dream that 100 years from now, children will still know what it means.
So their wrists.
And on their path to peace and progress, each one of them will always know the story of the way that path was built and the ones who made it so. And so in this room, alive with poppies, with petals red and leaf of green, a symbol echoing their sacrifice, a memory guarding what it means, we share this moment of remembrance. We remember all who came before, as through remembrance we honor them and hold that hope forevermore.
Cheers, mate. Thank you, that's very kind. Okay, so I would like to tell you, I would like to put some information into your brains. Remembrance honours those who serve to defend our democratic freedoms and way of life. This is from the RBL. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because that's very fancy. It's saying we want to pay respect to the men and women in the armed forces, whether they're from Britain or from other parts of the Commonwealth. We pay tribute to the special contribution of families and the emergency services, and we also acknowledge the innocent civilians who have lost their lives in conflict areas. Who can tell me some of the conflict areas of the last 100 years? Where have there been conflict and battles and war? Does anyone know? Lola? Yeah?
World War II.
World War II? That's a really big one. Yes?
The Ukraine War.
The Ukraine war's happening right now. Yeah, that's very much topical. Yeah? World War I, that's where the poppies started, yeah? Afghanistan, yeah, the US only just left Afghanistan recently. Has anyone heard of a place called the Falklands? Has anyone heard of that, yeah? The reason I want you to think about that is because I want you to remember, when you start writing your poems, World War I is where it began, you know, it's where John McCrae saw his friends in Flanders fields and the poppies growing, but when we think of remembrance, we're not just remembering the people from World War I, we're remembering the people all the way through, even up until today. What's going to happen is you're going to find a space in the room where you can lean on something. I'm gonna bring some more of these tables round. What I really, really hope for is we're going to look at these pieces of paper. You're going to remind yourself and refresh yourself with the way you found your ideas, you know, the little idea acorns, the decisions you made yesterday about how you like writing in your preferred style. And then what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and begin writing. Now, I'm going to float around the room and help anyone that's stuck, but we've now got 20 minutes to try and write our poem. And even tomorrow, there's going to be a big live stream with 5,000 school children watching the live stream, and I've got to perform a poem, and I've got to invite some of you guys to perform it with me. So let's stand up, move these chairs, let's put some desks along this wall over here. Does everyone have pencils and pens? Okay. Questions? Put your hands up. Put your hands up if you have a really good idea of what you're about to do. If you have a really good idea of what you want to do with your poem, what ideas you have to write about. Okay. For the next 15 minutes, we really concentrate. So, everybody, task one, based on the video that you just watched and all the things we've learned about remembrance, all the good ideas that you were just giving me, all of those things, I would like you to go back to remember, what did we do in lesson 1? Draw 5 circles, and in each of the circles, put a word that you're thinking about based on the poem that you've just listened to, okay? Okay, everyone, listen, I am so unbelievably impressed. On day 1, I was very aware that the wonderful children of Heathbrook Primary School are bursting full of energy and ideas. But the idea that you guys have just done, I said, give me 20 minutes of thoughtful, individual writing, and you've just done 35. And you've all been coming to me and sharing your ideas and reading me your poems, and they're really, really exciting. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about performance. We're going to talk about how to stand when you perform, how to use your voice, what to do with your hands, what to do with your feet, where to look. Lola is giving a wonderful example right now. And we're going to start hearing each other's poems that we've all been working on. So, thank you very much. I'm going to go because I'm going to do a live stream soon. Very good job. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you everybody. Good job. Very good job.